Hello, good souls, and welcome back to Julian Speaks. So, if you're new here, and welcome to my podcast. We normally talk about heartbreak, healing, relationships, emotional pain, self worth, and the complicated emotions people often carry silently after love ends. So, today's topic is called Why Some People Move On So Fast. And it's one that can feel incredibly painful after breakup. So, why do some people move on so fast? How can someone go from I love you, I need you, you mean everything to me, and suddenly dating someone else after a week or two, or weeks later? And how can someone appear completely okay while you're still trying to survive the emotional shock of losing them? And honestly, one of the hardest parts about heartbreak is not just the breakup itself. It's watching someone else seem unaffected by it. Because when an ex moves on quickly, people immediately start questioning. Did I even matter? Was our relationship real to them? How are they okay already while I'm still hurting? And today we're going to talk about, in an honest way, like why some people move on quickly. The psychology of emotional avoidance, the rebound relationships, the delayed grief, emotional detachment, and why someone moving so fast does not automatically define your worth. So wherever you're listening right now, if you're driving, heading to bed, trying to sleep, and still decided to listen with me today, and I'd like to thank you for being here. And let's talk. Segment 1. Moving on so fast does not always mean they didn't care. I think one of the biggest misconceptions after breakup is believing that the person who moves on faster loved less. And honestly, that's not always true. It may probably happen, but it's not always true. Some process emotionally pain differently. Some people sit with heartbreak quietly. Some isolate themselves. Some cry for months. And others distract themselves immediately. And some people cannot tolerate emotional emptiness. So they need attention, they need validation, they need distraction, they need connection or emotional stimulation to avoid sitting alone with grief. And unfortunately, modern dating culture makes emotional distraction extremely accessible. One breakup, and within a minute, people can download dating apps, seek validation online, message new people, and jump into another connection. But external movement does not always equal internal healing. That's important to understand. Because sometimes people move forward physically long before they emotionally process what actually happened. Segment 2. Some people detach before the relationship ends. Now, this is the most painful thing to hear. Sometimes people emotionally detach before the relationship officially ends. It's like they're checking out. While one person is still fighting for the relationship, the other person may already be mentally prepared to leave. And that emotional head start changes everything. By the time the breakup happens, one person is grieving from the beginning, and while other may already be partially emotionally processed. This is why breakups can feel uneven emotionally. One person feels blindsided, and the other person seems calm and emotionally distant. And honestly, this can create deep feelings of rejection, especially when someone appears emotionally fine immediately after leaving. But another difficult truth is this: some people suppress emotions instead of processing them. And people may appear happy, distracted, social, confident, and emotionally unaffected, while privately carrying unresolved pain that they haven't fully faced yet. Not everyone expresses heartbreak visibly. Segment 3: Rebound relationships and emotional distraction. Okay, so let's talk honestly about rebounds. Not every relationship after breakup is fake. Not every fast moving relationship fails. But many people do rush into connections because they are trying to escape the emotional discomfort. Because heartbreak creates emptiness. And some people are kind of like terrified of sitting alone with loneliness, with grief, with silence. They're terrified of guilt, the rejection, or emotional accountability itself. So instead of healing, they distract themselves. They would seek excitement, validation, attention, emotional comfort, physical closeness, or temporary relief from the pain. And unfortunately, when you are the person left behind grieving honestly, watching someone else distract themselves can feel incredibly painful because it looks like replacement. But replacement and emotional avoidance are not always the same thing. And this is important. Someone finding someone new quickly does not erase the connection you shared. Your relationship existed, your memories were real, your pain is valid. And another person entering their life does not suddenly rewrite the entire history together. Segment 4: Why this destroys self-worth. Okay. One of the most emotionally dangerous part about watching an ex move on quickly is comparison. Because heartbreak already creates insecurity, right? But seeing someone else enter the picture often intensifies it. And you begin wondering, what do they have that I don't? Why were they easier to love? Was I not enough? And honestly, this is where many people start emotionally destroying themselves. They compare the appearance, the personality, the lifestyle, emotional energy, or even social media preferences. And suddenly healing becomes less about grief and more about feeling replaced. But I need you guys to understand something deeply. Someone else being chosen after you does not erase your value. It's something that I learned. I had an ex that after the breakup, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, he started dating or seeing someone. And we were still talking during that time, and I was into a situation that is this for real? Am I just dreaming? Or something like that. So it's the time that you were grieving, right? So the relationship endings does not automatically means someone else was better. Sometimes timing changed people. Sometimes emotional capacity changes. Sometimes people seek novelty after emotional exhaustion. And sometimes people simply cope with pain in unhealthy ways. None of those things defines your worth. It's something that I've learned, and you have to. Segment 5. Social media makes heartbreak worse. I honestly believe social media has made modern heartbreak much more psychologically difficult. Because years ago, breakups created distance naturally. And now, people can watch each other move on in real time. Like the photos, stories, new status, new relationships, new dates, new happy moments, you know? And meanwhile, the person watching may still be emotionally devastated. The constant visibility keeps the wound open. Especially when social media only shows fragment of reality. People post happiness far more than the confusion, the loneliness, or emotional struggle. And so many people assume, they're completely fine. They really never care. They're happier without me. And when the truth may be far more complicated than what's visible online. And honestly, constantly monitoring an ex after a breakup can become emotionally self-harm. Because every new piece of information resets grief. That's why boundaries matter. Sometimes healing requires distance. Not because you hate them, but because your nervous systems needs peace. Segment 6. Your healing cannot depend on other suffering. Now, this is the hardest emotional lesson after heartbreak. Your healing cannot depend on whether they regret losing you. And many people would secretly hope that, maybe the rebound will work. Maybe they'll raise my value, or they'll realize my value, and maybe they'll miss me eventually. Those thoughts are human. But if you emotionally recovery depends entirely on another person's or other person, eventually suffering too, you stay emotionally tied to them. And healing begins with when you focus slowly returning to yourself, not what they're doing, who they're saying, whether they're happy or whether they regret things. But how do I rebuild myself after this? And that shift is painful at first, but freeing eventually. Because the goal is not to revenge, the goal is for you to have peace. So if your ex move on quickly after the breakup, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not disposable. We are not disposable. It's something I've learned. You are not forgettable. And someone else entering your life quickly does not erase the love, the memories, or emotional connection you shared. People cope with heartbreak differently. Some heal quietly, some avoid pain entirely, and some distract themselves immediately. But none of those reactions determine your worth as a person. Right now, your priority, our priority, is not understanding how fast they move on. Your priority is protecting your peace, rebuild your confidence, and healing honestly, instead of abandoning yourself emotionally trying to understand someone else's choice. And one day you'll realize their ability to move on fast has nothing to do with your value. Okay, so I'd like to thank everyone for spending the time with me today in Jillian Speaks. I hope you've realized something if you found your ex dated someone straight away after breakup. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you think or you may currently be struggling with heartbreak, rejection, or watching your ex move on too quickly. And if you'd like deeper reflection of emotional healing, self-worth, heartbreak, definitely my book is for you. It's called the Jillian Speaks Now. It's The Space I Never Give Myself. And that support, reading it by supporting it, truly means so much to me. And I do have Jillian Speaks Spotify and YouTube account. I hope that you would be able to subscribe or follow me from that. And I have other social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And I'm hoping that you would follow me in there for more honest conversations about love, healing, relationships, and growth. And like I always say at the end of my podcast, take care of your heart, protect your peace, and I'll see you on the next episode.